Another day begins with a new episode of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host as always, and I thought we'd go ahead and kick off this week on a beautiful Sunday. Well, the time that I'm recording this, you're probably watching another day. But I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at, we're going to jump all the way to the 60s with Marlon Brando and Richard Boone as they take on 1968's The Night of the Following Day. Now, Night of the Following Day, as I said, is released in 1968. And this is sort of like an espionage film, but not really an espionage film. Basically, it focuses on Brando and Boone, the two men that take these two women hostage. And they find an abandoned house, and they held these women up for hostage. So the movie also stars Rita Moreno and Pamela Franklin. Franklin? I'm just going to say that. And it also co-stars Jesse Hannans. So basically, Pamela Franklin, basically these two men are holding her for hostage. So they're demanding that her old man gives them money to free him. So it's sort of like this sort of like battle to see, and these two women that they're held hostage. It starts out with a plane as they're flying down, and they land a plane. So it turns out they get off the plane, they meet up with Brando, who's like a taxi guy. He drives them down there. Richard Boone pops in. His character, he's a slimy sociopath. Basically, his character is a predator. The man is a predator. His character is a predator. So basically, he kidnaps these women and holds them hostage in this abandoned house. So eventually, Brando and Boone don't get along with each other, and near the end of the film, becomes one big giant cat and mouse battle. So now that I talked about what the premise is, what did I think of The Night of the Following Day? It's okay. You know, I was sort of let down. It's kind of a more of a slow movie, but you really kind of got to keep it up. The one thing I noticed in the film that I found very weird is, this is near the end of the film, but you actually see female breasts. Yes, for a film from 1962, yes, you see female breasts in the film. Yes, there is a topless nude scene at the very end of the film. For 1968, that was uncommon. Sure, nowadays, it's not as common as something like movies from the 80s. Nudity didn't come big until around the 1980s, I do believe. That's when, it's not like it's common for nudity in most movies. But for 1968, that was like super uncommon. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? But the battle in the beach is amazing. The battle on the beach is the meat, and I think it's like the best. It goes into shootout territory near the end of the film. The action doesn't ramp until the very end of the film. Brando gets very like tense at scenes. He's like saying, "Let's free these girls." Boone doesn't want that to happen. His character doesn't want that to happen. It's kind of interesting to see Richard Boone not only in some other than... He was actually a television actor, mostly a Western actor. But it's interesting to see him not only because he's been in television where it's like he was in a black and white Western, I think it's Have Guns Will Travel. Yeah, Have Guns Will Travel was the show he was in. That was shot in black and white. It's really cool to see Richard Boone not only do movies, but in a movie that's in Technicolor. So that's kind of cool, and it's not even a Western. But it really, really impacts a lot. Though I watched the trailer, there's a commentary on the DVD. I did watch the trailer, and it turns out the trailer says you have to be 16 years old to go see a film. Nowadays, you have to either be 17, 18. Nowadays, you have to be at least 17 years old or accompanied by parent guardian to go see a movie these days. I guess they didn't change the age until probably around the 70s, maybe 80s. I'm not 100% sure. But then again, the PG-13 rating wasn't invented until 1984. So So then again, who knows? But I'm getting off track. I should really talk about the film. And that's what it is. It has really good performance. Boone is fantastic. He's a complete slime bag. He's fantastic. And the ending, I'm not going to give away the ending, but let me tell you, the Battle on Beach is just awesome. There's something about these older movies shot at nighttime that really makes the movie work, I do believe. But yeah. So anyways, I'll go ahead and show you the artwork. I kind of like... This artwork's okay. I do like the blues and the blacks and stuff like that. There's Richard Boone. What a slime bag he is. This is a 185 film. Like I said, released in 1968. You actually do... Yeah, that's sort of an eyesore right there. That is definitely an eyesore right there. I don't understand why Universal decided to do orange and blue. It would have been nice if we had maybe like this as a front cover or something like that on the disc. But speaking of covers, I'll show you all the stuff. But yeah, here is the same movie but with alternate artwork. Kind of like on the Emperor's Club DVD, if you go into the recommendation section, you actually get that October Sky special edition VHS artwork on the DVD. So that's kind of cool though. That's different. Honestly, they should use that. But I'm getting off topic. That's a different story. The higher the stakes, the greater the terror. Yeah, the higher stakes, the greater the terror. I love that tagline. So yeah, and here I gotta read the back right here. This is what I like. I'm going to read the back right here before I go to the final verdict. It says here, what was it like to direct a Hollywood legend like Marlon Brando? When any director directs Marlon Brando, is just, yeah. In his director's commentary, Herbert Cornfield directed this movie, who directed Brando in The Night of the Following Day. That's got to be a tongue twister. Describes his experience as a struggle with Brando over the script's essential cycle situation. Ultimately, the cycle tomato remains, and the film earned a rave review by Time Magazine and a nearly conducted seminar in its politics in this psychological thriller. Yeah, this movie's a thriller. But an honest landscape heavy with fear that the stuff that nightmares are made of. Yeah, I would not say this is a nightmare, and I would not say it's fear. Yeah, that's true, but I didn't really get anything with that, though. So, I think I'm going off topic, though. Like I said again, I think if I give this a second watch, this might earn a rewatch. If I do a rewatch series, I'll definitely cover this. But for now, let's talk about the final verdict. So, final verdict, should you see The Night of the Following Day? Maybe. This isn't a case that, do you want to see it for the performance? Do you like Marlon Brando or Richard Boone? Do you like movies take place in an abandoned house? If you like all those things, then yes, Night of the Following Day is worth watching. Personally, for me, I probably would say a no, but like I said, this isn't a bad movie. It has good chills. It's a thriller, yes, a thriller for sure. It works as a thriller. I give the thumbs up for being a thriller. I give it sort of the thumb sideways for just being a mediocre film. Not all movies in the 60s. And sort of taking the risk by basically showing female breasts in a movie that was made in the 60s. Again, unheard of. But again, that's risk when you take filmmaking. I think if I watch the commentary, it might explain a little more on that process. Kind of like when I watched F9 and they talked about how they used the 90s Universal logo. I bet if I watch the commentary, I'll figure out how they use that in it. So, if any of those, like I said, if you like the performances, it's including Marlon Brando, Richard Boone. If you like the idea of it being in an abandoned house, if you like those types of movies, yes, this is worth watching for that. But anyways, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to make it on the top list. But if you are interested in the film, I didn't pay much for this movie. I think I paid for like $1 for this. So, that's all I'm going to say. I guess check out the film. You're not really wasting a lot of time in this. How many minutes is this? An hour 34 minutes. So, it's not really that long a film. I also forgot to mention, yeah, I'm not going to give away, but I'm really getting sick and tired of movies involving dreams. I'm not going to tell you how that happens, but that's my big negative. If it did not have that, this film would have been a masterpiece. But I think I mentioned what I did mention. But if you do want to check the film out, check it out. You're not really wasting a whole hour and 34 minutes of your time. So, that's it. I'm out. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And be sure to come back to my channel and check out some of my other reviews. I have plenty of reviews. Sorry I haven't uploaded much videos. I have no internet right now, so when I get internet back up, this and my previous reviews will be uploaded on the channel. So, until then, I hope you guys have a very good day, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.